Okay, good evening. This topic I have a little bit changed as the ICT for engineers rather than infrastructure. Why you change that one is we should know how ICT can be used to increase our productivity or increase our efficiency. So I expect to discuss these things: the introduction, cloud computing, BYOD, IoT, big data analytics and applications as tools. But this is not a lecture where you will get the questions for the B paper. This B paper guideline lectures, these actually guideline lectures are to give some broader view or some idea about what are the limits or what are the areas to be concentrated for the B paper. Because if you see the syllabus, it's a very large syllabus. So there are no ends. So from these lectures you can get some idea what are the limits or what are the areas to be concentrated. Now, we know the ICT means the information and communication technology. So ICT, this is the communication, actually this is the computer area, this is the communication area. For the IT area and the communication area, now it is merged. Now it is converged and we call this ICT, IT and CT, information technology and communication technology. So information we need to take decisions. Communication we need for connectivity. For in our engineering field or any other field, to take the decisions you need the correct information. So then you can analyze the information and get the decisions. Communication for connectivity. Now, irrespective of the physical location of the devices or the objectives, if you can collect the information, you can get better decisions. You can take the better decisions. So, but earlier, what we did is that we collect the data and we insert to the computer and we analyze those things. But nowadays, we don't know to do it that way. From the source, wherever it is, we can get that information through the communication links. Then we can analyze. Then you can see the results not in front of the computer from anywhere in the world. So you need the connectivity. So sources, data sources, as well as to see the results after analyzing those things. Then what is the government ICT policy? This is very important because we know every day in the news the government is giving very big prominence to the ICT. Then we should have some idea what is the policy of the government on ICT. There are two main organizations are there to take the policy decisions related to information technology and communication technology. One is the TRC, Telecom Regulatory Commission. So you can visit the website www.trc.gov.lk. You can see that website here. This is the Telecommunications Regulatory Commission of Sri Lanka. So what the TRC is doing? TRC is the regulator of the IT and communication. What kind of regulation they do? For instance, the frequency spectrum. Frequency spectrum is a resource to the country. Then the government should effectively utilize this frequency spectrum for the communication. And also, they have to make sure that the operators can exist with the existing regulatory framework, or rather with the existing prices. Suppose the mobile communication prices goes down. Is it good for the country or bad for the country? Because of the competition, it is going down. But there is a limit where if it goes further down, then the companies can get losses. If the companies get losses, they cannot invest. Then finally what happened? The communication technology or the communication field is going down. So therefore, it should be very carefully handled, and the regulator has a big role to make sure that the required communication facilities are provided to the country, as well as safeguard the operators to do healthy investments to the country. Now another example is the national backbone network. All operators are to be connected. When a user get a call or get any internet connectivity, it should be connected. Normally this network, there is a core network that is called backbone network. Now backbone network, earlier each and every operator tried to have backbone network separately. As a result of that, whatever the cost goes up. When the cost went up, prices also went up. Therefore, another responsibility of the Regulatory Commission is the effective utilization of the communication resources in the country. So fiber optic is a communication resource. Now, if every operator put the fiber optics, it is just like in the road network. Suppose the road operators are there. One operator put a road from Colombo to Goal. Another operator is also putting Colombo to Goal another road. It's just waste. So because of that, the Regulatory Commission came up with the concept of national backbone network. So common backbone network for all operators. Likewise, there are many areas you can see in this website. As an engineer, you should have some idea about these policies and what are the regulatory works done by the Telecom Regulatory Commission. Another one is the Information and Communication Technology Agency. It's called ICTAO ICTA. ICTA also another agency or another institution looking after the ICT requirement of the country. So therefore the Telecom Regulatory Commission and the ICT agency, they have to work together to develop the IT and the communication in the country. Now recent budget, they have given a lot of powers to the ICT agency. Now for instance, we are laying fiber optic cables of the telecom operators. In addition to that, Road Development Authority, then the other utility agencies such as CEB, they also railway, they also lay the fibers. Now these are resources. Now ICT agency was entrusted to see how maximum utilize these resources for the betterment of the country. And also you can see under policies here, ICT e-government policy is there. ICT e-government policy is there. Please go to the site and see what are the policy decisions taken by the country through ICT. And there are reports issued by the Asian Development Bank and the international agencies also there. Then some policy decisions related to the communication requirement, for instance the broadband communication. Now government institutions, how much broadband connectivity we should give. So the broadband connectivity is very important nowadays. Connectivity is becoming the fundamental right of the people. So people can demand for the government, we need the connectivity. Because without connectivity, it is very difficult to say very difficult to survive nowadays. Now, for very good example, think about mobile phone. If you left your mobile phone at home, you will feel that you are alone. You will feel that I cannot connect with my children. I don't know what are they doing. Likewise, connectivity became a mandatory requirement for the human beings now. So, therefore, the ICT agency defined that the government institutions, how much broadband connectivity, how much bandwidth will be given, and the hospitals, how much bandwidth should be given for the connectivity. These things are defined here. So therefore, please visit these two websites. Then we can get a lot of things about the government ICT policies and the already taken decisions and what are the plans in the pipeline, all these things. So I would say the government agencies, IT applications are becoming developing very fast. When you see the immigration department, it is not a technical department, but their IT application is at a very high level. And consider the pensions department. About few years back, people blaming the pensions department. Now they are very fast. I think once somebody gets the pension, immediately they can withdraw their pension. And the EPF and the motor traffic department, I recently went to get my license since it was old. Within one day or the few hours they issue that. So when I saw how IT is used by them, so it's very wonderful as a government organizations. It is amazing that how much IT they are using. Now the government have the plans to have an integrated database of all the peoples and other information there. If they have these things, then even they can effectively distribute the resources or the benefits to the community also. Now consider nowadays these vouchers are given for the clothes for the children, but do all they need these vouchers? Only the needy people we have to give these things. But government does not have a way to see who are the people, needy people. But if we have a proper database, then they can easily filter it and give to only a few people to those benefits. So therefore the government has a very good plan for the ICT. With all these things, they can have a very big development in near future. But as engineers, we have to use the ICT technology better than the other organizations. Because we are the technology pioneers, then we should be example to the others that how we are using the technology. Now today I am going to discuss for the engineers that effectively how we can use the technology and what are the areas to be considered and how the decision making we can effectively use these things. Now when you talk about the ICT, IT is one part, other one is the communication. IT, when you talk about the IT, we should have the hardware and we should have on top of hardware, we should have the database and we should have the application software, and all these things we need licenses and we need high capital expenditure. Each and every 5 years we have to change these things, and we need the IT people to maintain these things. So all these are very high cost. Even not only that, even for the air conditioning, we need the reliable air conditioning systems and the fireproof systems. So many things should be maintained. Therefore, the IT is a very costly thing for organizations. That is one of the reasons the organization reluctant to use the IT. And nowadays this license cost also a very big thing. Even you get the Microsoft Office or the Words, you have to have the license copy. For annual license fee is a considerable amount. So then how we can have economical systems, economical IT systems to our institutions? And when you talk about the communication, we need within our institution, within one premises from the local area network we can connect. Local area network can be wired local area network with the internet connectivities, and the wireless local area network is called the Wi-Fi. So nowadays we have the Wi-Fi zones everywhere. Government is promoting the Wi-Fi zones, free Wi-Fi. Sometimes people may laugh on that. Why government is giving free Wi-Fi? Because government realize that the connectivity is a fundamental right of the people. That's why they are putting the free Wi-Fi zones everywhere. So the Wi-Fi connectivity is very important, and the wide area networks. So if you have many branches in your company all over the country, you have to connect them through a wide area network. So when you consider any network, there are two parts: access network and the core network. Access network and the core network. The access network is like the road from any village to the town, and the core network is just like the expressways and the highways. So the communication network also like that. Normally the bottleneck is in the access network. Even the road network, bottleneck is access network. To come to the town from a village, it takes a long time in the morning. Similarly, communication network, access network is the bottleneck. Now, very first communication network is the public switch telephone network, PSTN network. That is the normal telephone network. So their access network is the copper cables. Now, through this copper cable, those days we carry only the voice signals. Voice signal needs only 4 kHz bandwidth. But nowadays you can see not only voice signal, to go to the internet also we are using our copper network or the copper access network. So the technology we are using there is called the ADSL, asynchronous digital subscriber line. And not only the internet, we are using this for the watch the TV also. Then the TV signal also going through this access network. Now all these things are information. TV signal is having information. When you go to the internet, it has information. Voice also have information. So all these information have some kind of bandwidth. So more and more information, more and more bandwidth is required. For instance, voice signal needs about 4 kHz bandwidth. So TV signal needs about 3500 kHz bandwidth. When it is coming to the high definition TV, you need about 10,000 kHz bandwidth. So more and more information, more and more bandwidth. Then the access network needs more and more bandwidth, or the broadband. Broad bandwidth is required. So that's why you call this broadband access network. So nowadays we have very good broadband access networks and the broadband technologies. ADSL is a broadband technology and FTTH is a broadband technology. FTTH is fiber to the home. So we have three kinds of transmission media. One is copper, other one is the free space, that is the radio signals, other one is the fiber. Out of all these three transmission medias, fiber has a enormous bandwidth. Fiber has an enormous bandwidth. It has even terahertz bandwidth in the fiber. So that's why in our communication network, in our core network, we all have the fiber. Even our international network, we have the submarine cables, that is undersea fiber cables. Now through these fibers, one fiber we can use several wavelengths. So through one fiber, several wavelengths can be used. So that is called wavelength division multiplexing. One wavelength can carry even 100 gigabit per second speed. One wavelength can carry 100 gigabit per second speed. So normal telephone line is 4 kilohertz bandwidth, say 4 kilobit per second, or the 64 kilobit per second normal telephone line. So terabit, 100 gigabit per second means 100,000 megabit per second. That is 100 billion kilobit per second. So very large bandwidth or very large speed you have the fiber one wavelength. So now we have the technology that one fiber can operate with 100, more than 100 wavelengths. So that means one fiber is virtually many fibers. So as a result of that, what happened? The bandwidth cost came down. As a result of that, communication, international communication cost as well as the local communication cost came down. That's why the communication is the only commodity, the price is going down with the time as a result of the technology improvement. Now we have the access networks with 10 megabit per second, normally with ADSL 20 megabit per second, and also the 3G technologies we can go these speeds. 3G, that is a mobile communication, and 40 megabit per second and 100 megabit per second speeds also available. Now LTE is the 4G LTE, that is the fourth generation mobile communication. It can go up to even 100 megabit per second. And the fiber to the home, FTTH, is another technology. It is already available in Sri Lanka with 100 megabit per second. And if you get a fiber connection to your home, in future if you want to go 250 megabit per second, without doing any changes, the speed can be increased by doing just configuration in the central office. Is it possible even go to 1000 megabit per second or 1 gigabit per second speeds? So therefore in future your home can get even 1 gigabit per second speed. Now also it is possible, but there are no applications to use for 1 gigabit per second. Now why I mentioned about this access network bandwidth, because, and also why I mentioned about this hardware cost, hardware, database, application software, these costs. About few years back, the IT cost was very high, and also the access network bandwidth was very low. But now we have the technology where all the IT resources can be put to one place, and you need only your internet access to there. For that you need large bandwidth to access there. Now the technology is there to get large bandwidth, even 100 megabit per second. So then the technology called cloud computing came along with these changes, technology improvements. Now you can see here, now traditional telecommunications IT service, you have the end user and the services and the IT infrastructure, everything is in your office for your institution. But now you can change these two here, services to here, infrastructure also to here. So you will connect them through internet. Then what you need to your office? Only a internet connectivity. Internet connectivity and a computer. So your all software, hardware, everything is in the cloud. So this is called the cloud computing. So if you use the cloud computing, so you don't need capex at all. You need only the OPEX, operational expenditure. So company can pay a monthly fee or monthly amount as the OPEX to the service provider. So therefore, rather than maintaining separate servers and so many things at your home, at your office, if you go to the cloud computing, the cost is enormously coming down. So therefore, as engineers think about, along with the access network bandwidth increases, the cloud computing technology came, therefore your cost of your IT can be drastically reduced in your institutions. So there are three types of services. One is the infrastructure as a service. That means you can get the infrastructure service from there. So that is called normally data centers. In a data center, rather than you are keeping your server, you can go and keep it to the data center, and they will look after rest of the things, UPS power and the air condition, fireproof things, everything they will look after. You have to pay a monthly rental to them. Second option is you don't want to put your server there, you can rent a physical server from the data center. Then you have to pay a monthly fee to them. So third option is, rather than a physical server, you can have a virtual server from them. Virtual server means they have a big server, and virtually it can be separated and given to the users. So if you want to increase the processing power or the memory capacity, you don't have to do anything, you have to just instruct them, okay, my processing power should be this much now from next month onwards, and my storage should be this much. So in that way, all infrastructure you can get as a service, or it's called IaaS. Yes. Second option in the cloud computing is the platform as a service. This is mainly required people who are doing the development. Suppose it's a software company, to do the software development they need the platform. So then they need the license cost for that. Rather than spending those things, the whole platform they can get as a service from the cloud service provider. So there you can save a lot of money, and also you can do the developments in a collaborative environment. Not only one person, maybe several persons, irrespective of the physical location. Maybe they are in several countries. So that you can do software development to a country, software development to a company, maybe in USA or Europe from here. So that is another way doing some online business, online jobs. So that is platform as a service. But most of us is required software as a service, or SaaS, in the cloud computing. What is software as a service? A very simple example is, suppose you have Microsoft Word, then you have to install Microsoft Word in your computer. Suppose the new version comes, then you have to upgrade that. Sometimes your computer is not supported to the upgrade. Your operating system is not supported to the upgrade. Then you have to upgrade the OS, or you have to change your computer. So in that case, you need a lot of money for that. But if you go to a cloud-based application called Office 365, so Office applications, Microsoft Office applications you can get from the cloud. What you need is, you need only the connectivity. So you can work in the cloud. So you, just like you are going to the cloud and work there, and you can store your files there. So then the storage also you can get from there. So that is the software as a service. Now there are software nowadays available for any type of application. Now when you see the mobile apps, so where the software they store? They store in the cloud. They can store in the cloud. Consider Apple phone. So you can store everything in the Apple cloud. So even you change the Apple phone, and you go to the another phone, your data or the information is in the cloud, because it is not physically in your phone. So therefore, by going to software as a service, you can get many type of applications. Now you know this ISL is having the membership management system. This membership management system is a cloud-based application. It is not hosting anywhere in the ISL. It is in the cloud. So therefore taking the backups, doing the upgrade, version upgrade, everything is automatically happening there. So monthly we have to pay some amount only. So any field, you have the cloud-based application nowadays. Now in ISL we are using a software called Basecamp. You can check the basecamp.com. So it's a collaborative software. If you want to work together and do the discussions also, you can use that software. Nowadays we are wasting lot of time for our meetings. So it's a known thing that everybody is wasting time for the meetings. So if you can work in the virtual environment, when you get free, you can go and work there. So Basecamp is one of the collaborative software you can work in the virtual environment. So therefore, if you are doing a project or any collaborative work, you can work with that software. And also if you are doing a very large civil project, rather than a Microsoft project into your computer, you can go to the cloud-based application. So there the whole team can update or do the changes in the project. So therefore immediately you can see the results there. Rather than getting the fax or the emails, immediate results you can see. And there are dashboards, important results immediately can see even the top management. So therefore we have to see what are the applications, and finally I discuss about that part actually. Now most of these things are cloud-based applications. So because this cloud is very cheap compared to the traditional way of doing the ICT or the IT. Now there is one software called I think Grovo, Grovo. So nowadays training is very important to any organization. Each and every employee should be trained. But normally we have few training schools. When you take any large organization, we have few training schools. Everybody should come to the training school to follow the courses. But there are cloud-based applications where you can have all training materials there and the staff can individually access to there and do the self-learning. And also we can have the video clips if you want to teach them. So you can use the multimedia there. And you can monitor how many hours they use, how many hours they refer the materials, and also the tutorials. Immediate results can be obtained for the tutorials. So therefore the large organizations, to do the useful training or the effective training, you need some kind of cloud-based application. Then how much you have to pay for this application? The software I referred, Basecamp, if you maintain 10 projects there, monthly you have to pay about $20 or $25. So it's about 3,000 rupees per month. If you want to use only for 1 month, you can use 1 month and stop that. So that is another beauty of the cloud-based software. You don't have to spend for 1 year. You don't have to do the one-time charge. Those things not necessary. So consider any field, you can go and search and see many cloud-based softwares are there. So therefore this cloud did a big change in the world by reducing the IT cost drastically. And along with that, many applications came. So I will discuss the applications separately. Next thing, okay, before I go to next one, through the cloud, if you want to get a PC, that also can get there. We know every 3 to 4 years we have to change our computer or the laptop. So that also considerable amount to the organization. Sometimes the operating system is old, obsolete one. Some applications cannot run there. So therefore lot of capital expenditure is required for replacing these computers. But what is the solution for this one? There is an application called virtual desktop. That is, your actual computer is in the cloud. Processor is in the cloud, RAM is in the cloud, storage is in the cloud. You need a very low cost terminal here to access to the cloud. Maybe in near future about rupees 10,000 rupees you can get low cost terminal. Then for the computer usage you have to pay monthly pay. Now already I think there's a pilot project going in Rohana University about the virtual desktop. So they have to think about this cost, and in future rather than buying PCs or laptops, we can get the virtual desktops from the cloud operators. And the next step is you don't own computer at all to your office. That is the bring your own device, BYOD. If you are working in the cloud environment, you don't want to have a computer at your office. You can have your tablet, smartphone, your own laptop to work in the office. So this is the Wikipedia, I have extracted this one. What is bring your own device? Policy of permitting employees to bring personally owned mobile devices, that is laptops, tablets and smartphones to their workplace, and to use those devices to access privileged company information and applications. So you bring your own device. Nowadays the laptops are not allowed to bring to the company since they need to safeguard their information. But still the information is leaking. But if your company information is in the cloud, nobody can leak that one, because you have to get from the cloud. But cloud is not permitted to download the data from there if it is not permitted. So therefore the security of the cloud is very much higher than the normal computers. Your normal computer with a pen, you can bring your information. Your normal computer, if the pens are not allowed, you can email with an attachment the information. All these things are possible. But if you work in the cloud environment, we cannot stop all these things. In addition to that, rather than buying the computers, you can bring your own device. So then the device can be configured with an app or some icon. When you go to this icon, you will access to the company information. Then the separate security measures are there. So what the companies can do is, rather than purchasing the computers to the companies, they can give some allowance or some money to the employees. Okay, we give annually 25,000 rupees to you. You can buy any device you need. So then you can buy an iPad or whatever the thing to use for your personal use as well as the official use. So through bring your own device, you can reduce the cost and increase the efficiency. Now when you use your own device, suppose your company needs to get you have to give some approve. So you are not in the office, you may be at the railway station or you may be at another office. What you do is through Wi-Fi you can get the connectivity. Then you can access to the cloud. Then you can do the approvals there. So they are also on the go. So while you are traveling in your car, you can do your approvals or you can see the project report, whatever the things through the cloud. It is irrespective of the country you are living. Even you are in another country, you can see all the progresses, everything. Now, therefore, through this bring your own device, we don't want to have lot of security measures at office, because through software we can give the security. So please see more details about the bring your own device. Another hot topic nowadays is the Internet of Things, IoT. Have you heard about the IoT? IoT, the simple meaning of IoT is all devices or all things are connected to the Internet of Things. So, what are the things? Anything. Now consider your car. Your car can have many sensors there. Each and every part you can have sensors. Then all information you can gather from there. So then anything happening to a car in future, you can predict that. So therefore, even the remote control, remotely we can control the car. So Internet of Things will have they are connected to the internet through sensor devices, and they have the sensors. From sensors they will feed the information through the internet to the required location. So along with this one, the smart concept came. Smart home, smart education, smart health, smart city, likewise the smart concept came. If you go to Wikipedia, you can see what is Internet of Things. Network of physical objects, devices, vehicles, buildings and other items which are embedded with electronics, software, sensors and network connectivity, which enables these objects to collect and exchange data. The Internet of Things allow objects to be sensed and controlled remotely across existing network infrastructure, creating opportunities for more direct integration between the physical world and computer-based systems and resulting in improved efficiency, accuracy and economic benefits. A simple example is nowadays, if you want to park your car in the city, can you find out a parking slot? But along with the Internet of Things, if the parking slots have the sensors, if it's connected with the Wi-Fi, then sensors can say whether this parking slot is free or not. Then at home you can see what are the free parking slots available. Then through online you can make the payment for the parking slot and reserve that one. Then your vehicle can be automatically guided to that place. So in that way our life can be made very easy in the Internet of Things. As engineers, where we can use this Internet of Things. Now consider the civil engineering. In the civil engineering, if you want to gather information with the remote locations, where you want to analyze those things, or see the water board. So if you want to see each and every motor, how much power consumed and how it is varied and all these things, and how much efficiency is there, all these things remotely can be monitored by using the IoT. So therefore just study about the IoT and you can see for your job this can be applied for many things. This is not rocket science, this is very simple actually. So only thing is that you have to think about what are the applications you can have with the IoT. Along with IoT, this smart concept comes. So you can see in the middle, you have the people and the infrastructure, and they have to do the planning and management. So the connectivity is required for everything, and the sensor devices are required to detect the data and transmit those things. And these are the areas a smart city concept will be considered. You can see city planning and operation is there, and the government agency administration, building management, all the buildings in the city can be managed, and suppose there is a water leakage or the pipeline it is get stuck, those things can be detected and see this is the place it is stuck or this is the leakage is there. In advance it can be, so when it happen immediately can be informed. And the energy. Now we know the smart metering is coming in the CEB. So if you do the energy for the smart energy, then the energy can be effectively utilized. Now we have a flat tariff there, but in the night time we don't know much power to be generated. But if the CEB can see how much power can be generated and if they can control these things, and if they can reduce the peak power, then their cost can be reduced. So their investments can be reduced. So therefore, if you go to the smart metering, online metering is there, then we can even go for the time-based billing, just like the telecommunication. So we can say in night 10 to early in the morning 4 o'clock your tariff is this much. Then people tend to use that slot to some extent. So likewise, when you go to the smart concept, the resources can be utilized very effectively and efficiently. And water, smart transportation. When you go to the smart transportation, even we can see whether the buses are transporting properly. Nowadays we know in some buses there is no discipline. They stop in a particular bus stop for a long time. But if you go to the smart transportation, you can monitor who are the buses stop more than the given time or the defined time in bus halts, and even we can take action to them. And also through a mobile app we can see when will be the next bus will come to this halt. So likewise many things can be done with the smart transportation. Even if when you are driving our cars, we can see where are the places higher traffic is there. Now we know our traffic lights are not synchronized properly. So if you go to the smart transportation, those things can be synchronized. So for all these things we need the connectivity and the sensors. So education. Our education system should be evolved with the technology. So there are so many YouTube presentations about the smart education. You can go and see in next few years how much education will be changed. So when your child is studying at home, at school, you can monitor him from here, whether he is doing the assignment, how much his work, marks, and he can work in the collaborative environment with other students, and whether any homework is given. All these things can be monitored remotely, and they also can work in the virtual environment. Maybe after some time they don't want to go to schools, but you have to be careful handle these things. So there should not be social problems along with the technology. There is a limit. So the education is changing very fast, and along with the smart education, world is changing tremendously. Then the smart care, social program, and so many things are coming under the smart program. This is going along with the Internet of Things. Other important area I want to highlight is the big data analytics. Now as engineers, we have to analyze the data. How we analyze the data? We collect the data and we feed the data, then we run the programs and analyze those things. Then we get the reports. But if you can immediately collect the data, and if you can analyze in a way where you can predict the things also. Now consider the irrigation department, they want to see the floods. And if they can see the water levels of the reservoirs and get this how it is changing, and when the sea by getting this information and doing the big data analytics, you can predict so many things. So you can get the history data, and through different algorithms, lot of predictions can be done. So I took from the Wikipedia that what is big data analytics. Analysis of data sets, analysis of data sets can find new correlation to spot business trends, prevent diseases, combat crime, and so on. Scientists, business executives, practitioners of medicine, advertising, and governments alike regularly meet difficulties with large data sets in areas including internet search, finance, and business informatics. Scientists encounter limitations in e-science work, including meteorology, genomics, connectomics, complex physics simulations, biology, and environment research. Now, what are the things we can do with the big data analytics? These are some examples. If you are doing some customer services in your company, you can analyze the customer experience, and you can increase contact center productivity, enhance customer satisfaction. Now, if you have a contact center or the call center, customers will complain or they make requests like that, so many things can be there. Then we can, but if you use the big data analytics, it is make their life also easier. So therefore the contact center productivity also can be increased, and we can enhance the customer satisfaction. So rather than customers are telling to us something, we can analyze these things for the big data analytics, and we can see how we can satisfy them. And also by properly analyzing these things, here in the big data analytics, not only the structured data is in databases. We can get the other data also, social data. We can have the social data from the Facebook and the Twitter, like that, so many things. We can collect them and we can analyze those things. And we can see who are the customers required the particular product and what are the ages of them, where they are living. So we can go to the location based services. So many things can be done through this one. And when we take the sales and marketing, effectiveness of marketing and credit risk analytics, market risk analytics, credit risk management, calculating risk in marketing, effective advertisements. Sometimes we spend lot of money for marketing, for the advertisements. We do not know whether the results are coming from that. Expected results are coming from that. We don't have a proper way to analyze those things. But through the big data analytics, we can analyze that. So this can be applied to the water board, irrigation, CEB, any of the engineering field, very effective manner. If it's a network operator, then the network upgrades, network performance management, network quality improvement, these things can be done. And in the HR side, utilizing employees in business critical areas, enhance employee satisfaction. If you have the employees, some employees are there, every year they get the no pay. Normally what we do is we are blaming him. This person is not doing their job properly. But if we analyze in a different way these things, we can find out the real cause of the problem of that person. Then we can do HR solution to that. So therefore and also if you want to analyze the OT, who are the people, what are the sections, the Sunday OT is too much there. Then what is the reason for that one, if there are less people are there. So these things can be analyzed from this method. Since this is very important, there are very big posts are coming for just for big data analytics. For this task, the companies hire the statisticians to do this job, because from this one we can predict so many things, and we can take very good business decisions. And the new and adjacent business, new product development, and the actionable intelligence serving advertisers, merchants, retailers, payment processors, local government, likewise, many areas can be addressed from there. So, big data, you can see the cloud computing and the IoT, big data analytics. These are areas where we can combine together and can be used for a lot of our applications. And finally, I want to tell about the applications as tools. You know, nowadays we have a lot of applications. When you have a smartphone, many applications are there, even for your health. So, without having an instructor, you can do your physical training, and you can see how much calories burned today, how much distance you traveled, and how much calorie you earned from your food, and what is your blood pressure. And through particular application you can do this. And there is a device coming called wearable. From the wearable, just like wristwatch, lot of information of our body can be obtained from there. Even near future, your blood sugar level, cholesterol level, and the heartbeat level, and if there is any defect in the heart, those things also can be detected through wearables, and it can go to a database, and through the big data analytics it can be analyzed, and you may get a message that your blood percentage is last 3 months it is slightly increased. So likewise, so many information can be taken through applications. Now there are many useful applications for each and every job of ours. If you are a mechanical engineer, don't do the way of traditional work. In the traditional way, it takes very long time to do our job. Now, it is just like the walking. 1000 years back, the people walked. But nowadays, if you just walk, you are wasting a lot of time. You need vehicle. So, if you want your own vehicle, you should know how to drive. Then you have to learn driving. So, after you learn it driving, you can go faster. That is similar in the ICT. If you find out the proper tool, proper application for yourself, then you can do your job very easily. Now, in the cloud-based applications, you can work in the collaborative environment. So, working in collaborative environment makes things very easy. Now, even the teaching can be done in collaborative way. So, even the discussions can be done in the collaborative way. So, therefore, if you get the cloud-based applications as a tool for your job, then you can work collaboratively and you can save a lot of time. So, these are the things I want to tell as the ICT for engineers actually. So, for B paper, don't expect these things are coming as it is. What you should know is how the ICT can be applied to your organization to improve the productivity and the efficiency of the organization. If you don't use the ICT, you are just like walking. If you use the ICT properly, you are just like go buy a car. So I hope you get some kind of overview or the idea about what are the ICT development in the country. As engineers, how we can use ICT. But in the society, non-technical people are using the ICT very effective manner rather than the technical people. So therefore, please use the ICT as much as possible. Even the ISL, ICT usage is very less. Now in near future we are going to have the mobile app also. Through the mobile app you can get if there are lectures or anything, and also you can do the payments, many things can be done. So therefore go to the tools, applications or the apps as much as possible, then you can make your job easier. Okay, that's all. If you have a question you can ask.
In Sri Lanka, do we have a policy for smart cities? We have roadmap, what we can do?
Yeah, now this megapolis and the ICT agency, all they are working for that one. But smart city is a concept. It will not come in overnight. So many things are there. Even the with this IoT and other things, many things can be done. So the megapolis is one where they are focusing on the smart city sector. Okay. But it is our part, mainly we have to contribute. So not only the smart city, smart irrigation system we can have, smart water system we can have, even the wildlife systems. Other countries, they have the IoT device where the elephants and the some animals they can put, then they can see how they are their characteristics and the seasonally how they are transferring from one place to other place, like that. Okay. So answer to your question is smart cities are coming. It covers mainly government agencies mainly, and also the health and the education. Almost all areas covered, but they are mainly defined all these areas. Okay. Now the almost all government departments, they are already worked to some extent about the government process. As a result of e-government process, only this immigration, pension department, motor traffic department, these things were developed in the IT. Okay. You can ask anything related to BPAP also. But BPAP is not a paper just to see your knowledge in the management. So this knowledge cannot obtain from a lecture. You have to be in touch with what is happening in the country. You have to have a very good idea about the last budget and how it is affected to our business. And for instance, GSP plus, when the GSP plus comes, what will happen and how it is affected. Now, I am in the communication business, and we are planning our things by considering all these things and how much broadband is required for the country. All these things we are considering. Okay, any question? Is it clear what we discussed today? So this is only a few area, but I see it is a large area. You have to be in touch with these things. And you can go to TED Talks. Can you take the
Under this topic, there are separate question.
Yes. What question is coming from this topic?
Is that somewhat technical based or management of
Management based. Yeah. No need technical knowledge at all. Any question? Okay, you can pass. Can you use the mic because this is recorded and put it to the here to others also.
With the development of cloud computing, IoT, and everything, the information security also becoming public in the market. So, what level of trust we can give for these cloud-based service providers, especially outside the country?
Now the information security, first thing is you have to have proper information security framework in your company. Now in my company we have the information security forum. So it's defined our information security policy and the guidelines are there. So within your company you should have that one. And the other companies, they have to maintain some standards in the world. For instance, consider data center. There are tier 1 data center, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. So if you invest in the tier 5 data center, it's very costly. So even though you have the separate disaster recovery system somewhere, so many things are there. So the information security is one of these things. So they have the world standards, ISO 27001, like that. Many standards are there. So the information security should be maintained by the service operators according to these standards. Apart from that, these regulatory bodies should have a duty to define these things according to the suitability of the country. Okay. So therefore, don't worry about those things now. Now consider the ATM machine. When the ATM machine comes first, can you imagine that you can withdraw money from the exact amount? But you can see the banks are very much ahead than the technical people. Like they are using the technology in a big way. So therefore, security is not a matter because these things also come in along in these things. Now, even now you can withdraw the money without your ATM card because the security is too much there. Okay, is it? Have you got the answer to my question? Your question?
Yes.
Of course, the information security is a very important subject now. When you open everything, security should be there. Okay. Now, according to your understanding, are we using the technology in a good way, engineers? Better way or the effective way? No, there are very simple, no cost applications are there. So even the Google, you have a lot of things you can use without any cost. Now, if you are teaching, suppose your students should do a presentation. Suppose you have 20 students, each student should do say 15 minutes presentation. How much time you require for that? But if they can do that one and upload to YouTube, it's no cost. You can watch that one. So he or she can create a YouTube channel and share with you, and he can upload to the YouTube. Then only you can see that presentation. This is a very simple example where without cost we can use the technology. So think about very small way first to use the technology, especially collaborative environment. I emphasize the word collaborative. That will make the things very easy. Okay. Right. Any more questions? Last question. Okay. Since there are no questions, so I wind up this one. But still, if you have any question after this one, you can come and ask me. Thank you very much.